And in this wonderful scripture, you and I are being taken into the pure energy, are being taken. We are not traveling on our own. We are being guided beautifully by Lord Krishna. He is holding our hand and taking us into the light. Chapter 1, Shlok number 20. Chapter 1, Shlok number 20. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva dhartarashtran kapidvaja pravritte shastra sampate dhanurudyamya pandava. Sanjay further narrates, O King Almighty, then Kapidhwaj Pandava. Ahaha, this is beautiful. Dear friends, this is beautiful. Kapidhwaj Pandava. Pandava is Arjun. Kapidhwaj. Kapi is the king of monkeys. Hanumanji. And who is settled on the flag of Arjun's chariot? But our dear own Hanumanji, the invincible one. Hanumanji himself chose to come and settle down on the flag of Arjun's chariot, which is being driven by Krishna. So can you imagine the energy? Chariot being driven by Krishna, the supreme most Godhead, and protected by Hanumanji, the supreme most energy. Kapidhwaj Pandava. When the war got over, Krishna got down from the chariot and said, Arjun, hurry and leave the chariot. Arjun jumped out of the chariot and the chariot burst into 1,000,000 flames. Bhagwan said, dear Arjun, your chariot should have been destroyed ages ago in the middle of the war when the Brahmastra hit it. But because of Kapi, the divine monkey god, the chariot remained intact. And when the war got over, Hanumanji went back to his abode. And that is why the chariot burst into 1,000,000 flames. This chariot, which was protected throughout the war by Hanumanji himself. Sankat Mochan Nama Tiharu. Sankat Mochan, the one who removes all suffering. He himself ascended the chariot and stayed on its flag throughout. Kapidhwaj. Looked at the sons of Dhritarashtra stationed in their army positions ready for war. Who looked at them? Arjun looked at them. Now Arjun is the hero, huh? Arjun is the hero and he well deserves to be the hero. He has never shied away from his duty. He has never complained. He has never grumbled. He has always listened to Krishna's advice and followed Krishna's every will. Whatever the will of the divine was, Arjun has always cheerfully, happily, willingly followed it. Wherever, whenever he was banished to the forest, once Arjun was banished for 12 years, he did so much tapaha, he was so happy in the jungle. He did so much tapaha. He chanted Shiv Sahasranam. He got the blessings of Shiv and Parvati. He did yajna, he did jap, he did tap, he did meditation, he did satsang with all the ascetics in the forest. And he grew and grew. Such is Arjun, who makes good opportunity of everything that comes his way. And when Duryodhan threw stones at him, Arjun built a bridge out of those stones and climbed into heaven, climbed into paradise. And Duryodhan threw to him stone after stone after stone after stone. And Arjun collected all those stones and made a stairway to paradise, to Brahmalok. Such was Arjun. Now Arjun is looking at the opposition. For the first time, he is actually beholding the opposition. He is blessed. The all-powerful, all-glorious, all-compassionate monkey god Hanuman is pouring blessings upon him. And he looks at the sons of Dhritarashtra stationed in their army positions ready for war. Arjun looks at them. Chapter 1, Shlok number 21. Rishikesham tadanvakyam idam aha mahipate senayorubhayor madhye ratham sthapayame achyuta. Senayorubhayor madhye. Arjun said to Rishikesh, Krishna, the god of beautiful names, Rishikesh, Gudakesh. O Achyuta. Achyuta means the one whose arrow always makes its mark. Wherever Krishna would ever shoot, that would go straight to its goal. And it also means the spiritual knowledge that Krishna gives, it always makes its mark in the heart of the devotee. The devotee has many impurities inside. Krishna gives him the knowledge of truth, and every word that Krishna speaks goes and removes all the impurities of the devotee listening to him. Achyut, the one whose words penetrate and do their work. Penetrate. That is why you and I don't have to worry. We know that whatever Krishna says to us, it will be true. It will take us to the truth. Achyut, the one who always makes his mark. He never falters. Whatever word he speaks, that comes true. Every word he speaks comes true. Every work he does is successful each and every time. Each and every time. The one who never misses his mark, whether in warfare or in the running of the universe, the perfect one always remains perfect. Whether he is teaching his devotees, whether he is running the universe, whether he is fighting a war, whatever he is doing, he always is successful. Always, every time. The perfect one, the loving Sadguru, Achyutam, who takes the heart of his devotee and removes from it all evil. So, Arjun says, O Achyuta, place my chariot between the two armies. Place my chariot between the two armies. Let me see. Openly let me see all those who I have to fight. And Bhagwan Krishna places every devotee on the battlefield in full view of his opposition. We are in the grasth. We are householders. And we have to fight many battles. All with our own mind. So Krishna takes us right into the center. Places us in the middle of the grasth, in the middle of our workplace, and says, look, overcome this. You have to overcome that. You have to overcome this number 1, and then number 2, and then number 3, and then number 4. You have to overcome. He places us right in the center of our Prakriti, so that we see squarely with what all we have to fight, with what desires we have to fight, with what thoughts we have to fight, with what vices we have to fight. He places us right in the middle. Those who want to run away from their problems, they will never get Krishna. Never get Krishna, because Krishna is ours only after we cross all our shortcomings, only after we finish all our karmas. And when we stay stationed right in the middle of the warfare and look at our problems and know that Krishna will rise us above all this, then we stand in the battlefield and smile. Oh Kana, you are with me, Kana. There is no fear. Why fear when God is near? Why worry when you have hurry? Arjun says, place my chariot between the two armies. Let me see. Gita chapter 1, shlok number 22. Yavad etan niriksheham yodhukaman avasthitan kairmaya sahayodhavyam asmin rana samodyame. So that I can carefully observe the warriors with whom I must fight. Look at fearlessly. Look at the vices inside you which you have to conquer. Fearlessly. So what if there are 1,000,000 enemies? My Krishna is the biggest. Don't tell Krishna that your problems are so many. Tell your problems that my Krishna is the greatest. He will take me out of all this. He's Achyut, ever victorious. So Arjun says, place my chariot in the middle of both the armies, so that I can carefully observe the warriors with whom I have to fight. All your weaknesses, my dear friends, observe them. There is nothing to worry about. There is nothing to worry about. Krishna never fails. Krishna's devotee never fails. Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of any devotee that has not conquered, that has not reached the divine abode? Impossible. Whether it is Shabri of lowest caste, whether it is Kabir, a poor Julaha weaver who doesn't know his caste, whether it is Sai Baba who has no parents, no family, no home, all of them have achieved the Almighty. Have you ever heard of a devotee not achieving? No. Every single devotee in every single age has achieved his darling Lord. Every time. Krishna is called the ocean of compassion. Look at your enemies, don't worry. Krishna is the ocean of compassion. He is the only true Guru in the entire universe. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. The master of the whole universe. And you are under him directly. How can you fail? And all these fears and all these worries They will all fade away when you look at them squarely. He is looking at the opposition squarely. Let me see Krishna, whom I have to fight. Let me see Gurudev, all my weaknesses. Let me observe them. Let me, with your help, submit them to you and be victorious, Krishna. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome one day. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome one day. I am not at all scared. Not at all scared. I can see everything inside me that needs to be corrected. And I know the divine charioteer will correct everything in time. Slowly but surely, he will correct all that needs to be corrected within. He will change all that needs to be changed within. He will purify all that needs to be purified within. My divine charioteer, my beloved, he will correct everything that needs to be corrected within. So Arjuna is standing right in the middle of the warfare, right in the middle of the battlefield. And that is where you and I have been placed by Krishna. How much ever we cry, Krishna, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. He doesn't listen. He says, you will do it. Never mind you failed, you will do it again. Never mind you failed again, never mind you failed 100th time, still I will put you in the battlefield. You will overcome. You will overcome one day. And he never lets us run away. Arjuna is all ready to run away. All ready to run away. Bhagwan, when I don't want anything, he says to Bhagwan, Bhagwan, when I don't want anything only, then why should I fight? I have been born in the jungle. I have been an exile to the jungle. I am very happy over there. Even if Duryodhan doesn't give us anything, we have the bliss of our hearts, Krishna. We have you. We have your loving energy with us. I don't want anything, Krishna. Why should I fight? Krishna says, you are not fighting this for getting anything. You are fighting this for the establishment of truth and peace. That is why I am making you fight. So many times in our household, in our workplace, we feel like running away. But Krishna says, no, stay put, face your fears, look at the weaknesses squarely, and I will make you overcome. I will make you overcome, and we shall overcome one day.